August the 20th, charging you with possession of paraphernalia.
Honestly, that wasn't even mine. I moved to that table.
I'm not going to talk about facts of the case. It's just time for me to advise you of that.
Mm.
Okay. I'm going to release you on this in light of your fugitive hold. And it may be you get shipped off to wherever. But no alcohol or illegal beverages. Janet Altschuler is appointed to represent you. The court date will be October the 7th at 2 o'clock.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Yeah, right there, but yeah, someone.
Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
What's your name?
حسان كتان حسان. She's talking to me. Okay.
Mr. Hassan. Citations here charging you with 2 counts of domestic violence. One count of domestic assault, 1 count of domestic violence disorderly conduct.
I'm sorry, man. Are you asking me a question, man?
No, I'm just telling you what
Okay. I apologize. Go ahead. Yes,
you're being charged with.
yes, ma'am.
Your next court date on this matter is going to be a month from today. That's the 4th of October at 10:30 in the morning in the Pima County Justice Court. Do you understand you need to be present at that time?
Yes, ma'am. I do.
In the meantime, you're made within the state of Arizona. You're not possessing any alcohol or illegal drugs, committing acts of domestic violence, have any contact with Roxanne Maines, or go near her residence, workplace, or the incident location. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Thank you.
Can I ask a question? Just question, ma'am. Just one question.
Okay.
My son, at 13 years old, had Quran study every night from 8:30 to 9 o'clock on his phone. Can I contact him to continue the studies?
Yeah,
I call his cell phone and we do, he stays with her, but we do studies from 8:30 to 9 o'clock, sometimes from 9 to 9:30. And I don't want to miss those studies with him.
as long as it's just with him and not with her. You
Yeah,
may, you
trust
may have that, you may have that.
You have nothing to worry about, ma'am. No, thank you.
Thank you.
A second.
Yes.
Excuse me. Hold on. I'm going home.
And more attention. Just listen to her, okay?
Good evening. I'm Jane.
What's your name?
Michael. Michael Mega. I'm sure I can.
Just listen to her, Michael.
I have citations here charging you with assault and disorderly conduct alleged to have occurred earlier today in the vicinity of your residence. Can you tell me what your treatment agency is?
Yes. Oh, real. South Storm Ranch Brown Circles.
Right. What's the name of your treatment agency?
Michael Maga. Go home.
Wait,
Where's Romy?
just wait for her to finish, okay?
Mr. Mega, are you receiving um, services from an agency? Like Coke or La Frontera or something like that?
South Storm Ranch Brown Circles.
Where you get your treatment from, Becca? Sonora? Coke?
So
Sonora?
Sonora. No.
All right. I'm going to give you a court date of September the 19th at 8:30 in the morning.
Yes.
You need to comply with your treatment and take your medications as they prescribe. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand. Yes, I do understand.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mack.
Sounds like it. I'm gonna say Megan.
You big dress?
Actually, let's go back over here.
You get dressed?
Yes, come here.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, I'm Judge Shade and you, sir, are
Michael Pett.
Mr. Pat. I have a couple of things here for you.
Speak on one thing real quick though for you. I've been working hard for the past 8 months in rehab, and I'm about to graduate. I have 1 more month. And if I know you probably already made up your mind, but if I get held today, I lose everything I worked for. And I'm trying to turn around. And I really want to be free and handle this. I'm tired of this charge sneaking up on me. I really do want to nip it in the butt. I really just I want to graduate. I've worked hard for it. Been sober and I have 2 jobs. Promise you I'll handle it if I get released. I promise you. I just want to graduate.
Well, let me double.
I don't think I've worked so hard for anything in my life that I have in the last 8 months, 9 months.
Almost. You see the bond on this one? Okay. Well, the question is, okay, where are you in rehab?
I'm in Milagros for La Frontera.
What's it called?
Milagros, La Frontera. I've had no violations. I've done everything, classes every day. And I have another month and a half. If I get held today, I lose my housing. I lose my opportunity for a house, my job. I want to do this.
When are you set to complete?
I have October 6th. If I don't show up, everything I worked for. I do apologize for that fast, but
You're gonna have to show up at some court dates.
I promise. I promise.
First one you have to show up at is in Bisbee on September the 17th at 8:30 in the morning.
I will be there and I promise. I'll figure this out.
Bisbee Justice Court. No alcohol or illegal drugs.
I'm clean.
I'm on this one, even though I'm releasing him. Still appoint counsel? All right. The other charge that I have here is warrants from a case that goes back to 2018.
That's the one I will. I'm tired of it coming back to. I want to get that done. I want to do it. I will do it. I have too much to lose now. I've always had a lot to lose.
All right, well, your next court date on this is going to be September the 24th at 10 a.m.
Okay,
And that's in Pima County Justice Court. Again, no alcohol or drugs, no acts of domestic violence, and you need to comply with any previous conditions of release.
I promise.
Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hold on one second, this one. Have a seat right there, man. Valenzuela. Oh, no, I didn't want to. So there's one. Like, what did I? Yeah.
Palmer.
Hey.
Palmer. Do you know who Sierra is? Do you know who Sierra is? Hmm? Oh, okay. Thank you. Never mind. Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Serrano J. Valenzuela.
Mr. Valenzuela. Citation of charging you with possession of paraphernalia, criminal trespass, and refusing to provide truthful name. If I give you a court date, are you going to show up?
Yes,
That you haven't before.
I was trying to take care of that today. I was trying to see the public defender.
Well, these cases don't qualify for public defender unless I hold you in custody. And I don't think you want me to do that, do you?
Good evening, Judge.
All right. Your next court date on these matters is going to be the 4th of October at 8:30 in the morning in the Pima County Justice Court. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. You're not to return to the University of Arizona campus. Do you understand that?
Yes,
You need to engage in substance abuse assessment and treatment. In fact, as you exit the jail tonight, there should be an area open called the Transition Center, and they can help you with housing and treatment, things like that.
thank you, thank you.
Because I also have charges here that are more than a year old. From June the 9th, or June 13th of last year. Along with several failures to appear, even after you've been in custody.
I thought they dismissed those charges.
They did not dismiss the charges. And you
I
were,
didn't get anything in the mail.
you were in custody in June of this year. And then you didn't come to your court date in July.
Sorry.
There might have been another felony that they've dismissed, but this case has not been dismissed. And you still need to appear in court.
All right.
Your court
Can you
date
give me
It's going to be October the 7th at 2:00 in the afternoon in the Tucson City Court. You're not to have any contact with the victims or go to the victim's residence or workplace. And again, no alcohol or illegal drugs. and a substance abuse assessment and treatment. All right, thank you, Mr. Valenzuela.
Thank you, Judge. Have a nice night.
Worry about. Worry about. They're right here,
Yes, sir.
okay?
Yes, sir. He's actually,
Just listen to the judge, okay?
yes, sir. I need to go back to sleep. I'm not doing it.
Good evening, I'm
Sure.
Jade, and you are,
Michael Higginbotham. It heard me now.
I can hear you, thank you. Mr. Higginbotham, I have new charges charging you with possession of paraphernalia.
Hey, man.
What occurred earlier today. We'll
Dad.
we'll appoint City Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges.
Yes, ma'am. I didn't mean to have, I read that.
You don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
Your next court date
Okay.
is going to be September the 12th.
When's that?
That's next Thursday at 1:45. I also
Yeah.
have a petition to revoke your probation on your other charges because you.
Yeah, I have something about that. I have something about that. Who did this? I don't remember this. I'm trying to go.
Just listen to
I'm
her,
sorry.
Michael.
I'm sorry. I apologize, Judge. I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm sick. I need to go to the doctor.
Well, your next court date on this is also the 12th at 1:45. Your bond on this, though, is $999. Thank you, Mr. Higginbotham.
Yes. I'm sorry.
All right, thank
I'm
you.
sorry.
Thank
I'm sorry, Judge. I'm sorry. I have a problem. I did not do nothing wrong.
Michael.
Well, thanks.
Your Honor, was there a bond set in this case?
Yes, $999 on the probation revocation.
Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Judge Fayette, and you are,
Mariah Velasquez.
your next court date is going to be the 8th of October at 1:30 in the afternoon in the Tucson City Court. You understand that you need to be present at that time.
Yes, ma'am.
Conditions of release which are violating no laws, not leaving the state of Arizona, and appearing at court dates. You're not committing acts of domestic violence. You're not having any contact with Mr. Fierros. You're not to go to his residence or workplace. And you need to see about obtaining a behavioral health assessment and beginning a recommended treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Thank you, Ms. Velasquez.
Thank you. All right, yes.
Yeah, whoever worked Saturday night needs the mortgage. Maybe. I had a felony. And because the arresting agency was ran for the courting. Yeah. No, I thought. Yeah. No, I'm sure that it's.
Here, separately on purpose.
It's all right.
Good evening, I'm Judge Fayette, and you are.
Ryan Zanin.
Counsel, did you wish to waive reading?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Mr. Zanin will appoint the public defender's office to represent you on these charges, and that either counsel wish to be heard on conditions.
No, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. I would first like to note that he, according to the pretrial assessment, is level 1, and that appears to be because he is low on the NCA and FTA scales and is a lifelong resident. He's lived with his mother for over half his life and is currently employed full-time. His mom was verified this, and she also verified that there are no minors in the home. His family can't support him. I think most important to note is that he has no prior convictions. So I would ask for pretrial monitoring and release or a low bond.
Anything further from the state?
Judge, given the nature of the offense, we're asking for the $50,000 bond.
Preliminary hearing date is September the 16th at 1:30. Bond is $25,000. If you post the bond, you'll be in the institution of pretrial services, no alcohol, no illegal drugs, no contact with any minors, no internet usage, and substance abuse assessment and treatment. Thank you, Mr. And I'd suggest you not discuss this matter with anyone except your attorney. Thank you, Mr. Zanin.
It's not where you were at, like you said.
Can you just, well, negotiate? It's just one. It's okay.
Good evening. I'm Judge Shayan, and you are
Station Yarborough.
Mr. Yarborough, interim complaint charging you with theft of means of transportation. We'll appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges. And did either counsel wish to be heard on conditions?
This is where I respond.
I'm not sure if the state intends to say anything further. I think your mic is muted, Jenna.
We have nothing additional to add from the written recommendation.
Your Honor, I would just briefly state that this is a non-violent offense. Mr. Yarborough was assessed at a level 1. He's 26 and a lifelong resident, and he's low on the NCA and FTA scales. He is currently unemployed. I would ask for pretrial supervision or that a low bond be set, but I think sort of given the fact that he only has one prior conviction and was assessed at a very, I guess, low level of supervision or risk assessment, I would ask for pretrial release.
Preliminary hearing date September the 16th at 1:30. Bond is $1,000. Pretrial services supervision if the bond is posted. No alcohol or illegal drugs. No acts of domestic violence. no contact with the alleged victims, and no returning to the incident location.
We can't go to the dock, right? I say I got set up.
Is Mr. Gabbro excused?
Yes.
Sir, just back up and sit on the bench. Right, right. One time.
Oh, yeah. Español. We have a Spanish speaker here.
Yes, the next two are Spanish speakers. The first one is a misdemeanor. Good evening, I'm Judge Shayad, and you are,
Buenas noches, soy la juez Shaden. ¿Quién es usted?
Rogelio Baray.
Rogelio Paray.
Mr. But I have citations here charging you with criminal damage and failing to notify of an accident with an unattended vehicle.
Señor Baray, tengo aquí unas citaciones de daño a propiedad ajena y de no notificar a un accidente de un carro que estaba abandonado.
Your next court date on this matter is going to be October the 1st
Su próxima corte con respecto a este asunto va a ser el 1 de octubre
at
Perfecto.
8:30 in
Perfect.
the morning in the Sarita Municipal Court.
a las 8:30 de la mañana en la Corte Municipal de Zaguarita.
Ok.
Ok.
Conditions of release, you're not to violate any laws.
Las condiciones para permanecer en libertad es que no puede infringir ninguna ley,
You're not to drive without a valid license.
no puede conducir si no tiene una licencia válida para manejar,
You're not to have any contact with the alleged victim in this matter.
no puede tener ningún tipo de contacto con la presunta víctima en este caso,
You are not to return to the incident location.
no puede regresar al lugar donde sucedió este incidente
And you are not to leave the state of Arizona without permission of the court. Do you understand that?
y no puede salir del estado de Arizona sin antes de contar con el permiso de la corte. ¿Entiende usted esto?
No puedo salir a México.
So I cannot go to Mexico.
That's what I just said.
Es lo que le acabo de decir.
Ok.
Ok.
Thank you, Mr. Bure.
Gracias, señor Baray.
Voy a salir hoy.
Am I going to go free today?
As long as you comply with those conditions, yeah.
Siempre que usted cumpla con esos requisitos, sí.
Sí, sí, sí.
Yes, yes, yes.
Ok.
Ok.
Yeah.
Comments.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are,
Buenas noches, soy la juez Jaden. ¿Usted quién es?
Tomás Gámez.
¿Perdón?
Tomás Gámez.
Tomás Gámez.
Mr. Gomez, I have a warrant here charging you with transportation for sale, importation into the state, offering to transfer for sale or importation into the state, sell, transfer, offer to sell narcotic drugs.
Señor Gámez, tengo aquí una orden de arresto por unos cargos que le ponen a usted por transportación destinada para venta, para importar al Estado, ofrecer, importar al Estado, para vender, transferir o ofrecer para vender o transferir al Estado un narcótico o estupefaciente.
2 counts of that.
2 cargos de eso.
Account, same allegations with regard to a dangerous drug.
Un cargo de las mismas alegaciones con respecto a que es una droga peligrosa.
Money laundering in the 2nd degree.
Lavado de dinero en el 2º grado.
Weapons misconduct, that is having a weapon during the commission of a felony drug offense.
También tiene un delito con respecto al uso inapropiado de un arma, lo que significa es tener un arma durante llevarse a cabo una felonía por un delito que tiene que ver con drogas.
Conspiracy
Conspiración
and illegal conducting an enterprise.
y llevar a cabo un negocio ilícito.
These are alleged to have occurred on or about the 5th of March of this year.
Eso se alega que sucedieron alrededor del 5 de marzo de este año.
Will appoint the public defender's office to represent you on these charges.
Voy a nombrar al defensor público para que lo represente en estos cargos.
Set an arraignment date of September the 11th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Voy a fijar una fecha para su lectura de cargos para el 11 de septiembre a la 1:30 de la tarde.
Did either counsel wish to be heard on conditions?
Le preguntan a los abogados si alguno de ellos quiere decir algo con respecto a sus condiciones para dejarlo salir en libertad.
Your Honor, I'm appearing specially on behalf of the AG's office on this case. They did provide a written recommendation, but in addition to the written recommendation, I would just like to note that he is on federal release supervision, some type of parole or probation, and that's not on their recommendation.
No, it is on the pretrial services report. It appears to be from an incident the same date, but federal charge.
Your Honor, can the interpreter repeat that information real quick, please?
Sure.
Ok, la abogada de la Fiscalía está indicando que ella está aquí representando especialmente al fiscal general con respecto a estas condiciones de libertad y se pusiera una recomendación con respecto a sus condiciones de libertad por escrito, pero además de esto, ella quiere añadir que cuando esto sucedió, este incidente, usted estaba bajo un tipo de libertad vigilada o libertad a prueba bajo la supervisión del contacto de una agencia federal. Y estaba bajo esta información, está escrita en el informe de la agencia previos al juicio, pero no está incluido. Y la juez añadió, sí, parece ser que esto, and I'm sorry, Your Honor, the last thing you said is that this has to do the federal offense, I mean, that this incident, right.
Appears to have occurred at the same time as the federal offense, which was entering the country illegally after
Thank you.
deportation.
Y la juez indicó que parece que este delito sucedió alrededor del mismo tiempo cuando usted estaba por entrada ilícita al país después de haber sido deportado. Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything further?
¿Algo más?
Okay. Nothing from the state judge.
Nada de la fiscalía, su señoría.
And Your Honor, I was just going to sort of repeat a few of the things that you had pointed out, and I'll pause so that the interpreter can interpret.
Thank you. Y su señoría, simplemente voy a repetir algunas cosas de las cuales usted ya nombró.
He is 26 years old, and it appears that he is currently homeless and unemployed.
Y él tiene 26 años de edad y parece que no tiene un lugar donde vivir y no tiene un empleo.
However, it does seem that the instance was alleged to have occurred at the same date as his prior conviction, and when he was held in custody.
Pero, sin embargo, parece ser que el incidente sí sucedió al mismo día, la misma fecha de cuando estaba anteriormente detenido.
He was only just released to supervision today, so I don't, know how aware he was of a warrant or anything like that.
Apenas lo dejaron en libertad el día de hoy, entonces no sé qué tan enterado estaba con respecto a las condiciones de libertad o cosas así.
And given that the Attorney General's office stated that he is facing deportation, I would just ask for a low bond amount.
En dado que el fiscal general o la oficina de la fiscal general acaba de indicar que está enfrentando ser deportado, entonces solicito que le asigne una fianza de un baja.
And that's it.
Y eso es todo.
Given the allegations of drug trafficking organization, a high bond is appropriate. Bond?
Dadas las alegaciones, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Dadas las alegaciones de que tiene que ver con una organización de tráfico de drogas, yo considero que es apropiado que se ponga una fianza alta.
Bond will be $50,000, cash or secured.
Se pone una fianza de $50,000 en efectivo o garantizado.
Pretrial services if the bond is posted.
Tiene que estar bajo la supervisión de la agencia previo al juicio si es que usted paga su fianza.
No alcohol or illegal drugs.
No puede tomar nueva bebida alcohólica ni usar drogas ilícitas.
No firearms or weapons.
No puede contener ningún tipo de arma o arma de fuego.
No contact with any potential co-defendants except through legal counsel.
No puede tener ningún contacto con ningún coacusado excepto bajo a un abogado legal.
And do not leave the state of Arizona without court permission.
Y no puede salir del estado de Arizona sin autorización de un juez antes.
And I would suggest that you not discuss these matters with anyone except your attorney.
Y le sugiero que no hable de estos asuntos con nadie más, únicamente con su abogado.
Thank you, Mr. Gomez.
Gracias, señor Gámez. Your Honor, may the interpreter be excused?
You may, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good night. Interpreter is disconnected.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shayad, and you are
I'm Jessica Connor.
Ms. Cano, in a complaint charging possession of paraphernalia, possession of narcotic drugs. We'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you on these charges. It appears that you may be eligible to participate in programs that may result in a dismissal or reduction of your charges if you successfully complete the programs, which are treatment programs. Did you want to explore those?
Yes.
I will release you to the third-party custody of pretrial services. no alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence. Your next court date is what we call a smart court hearing. That's the first hearing in the course of proceedings of treatment, and that's a week from today, September the 11th at 9 a.m. And time waived for preliminary hearing counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Preliminary hearing date will be October 22nd at 1:30 in the afternoon. Be sure you stay in touch with your attorney, pretrial services, and that you comply with the program. All right. Thank you, Ms. Cano.
Thank you.
Have a seat back where you were out there. Shit.
Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you are
Jasmine Crowley.
Ms. Crowley. I've got a couple things here for you. We'll start with the charge of criminal damage alleged to have occurred earlier today. We'll appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges. And did either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions?
Yes.
No, Judge.
No, Your Honor, if the court intends to follow the state's recommendation, we're okay with pretrial release.
Yeah. Preliminary hearing date, September the 24th at 1:30. You'll be released to the third-party custody pretrial services. You'll participate in monitoring and treatment under their direction, which will include a behavioral health assessment and any recommended treatment. You don't have contact with the alleged victims. That's the AM/PM, and you don't go back to the AM/PM. You understand that?
Yes.
Then I have misdemeanor charges. Domestic violence, disorderly conduct, and endangerment. Your next court date on this is going to be the 8th of October at 1:30 in the afternoon in the Tucson City Court. Do you understand that you need to be present at that time?
Yes.
Also, please understand that your attorney does not represent you on these charges. Your attorney says you don't need to come to court. You still need to be in court on October the 8th. Conditions of release, no acts of domestic violence, no contact with Mariela. You're not to go to her residence or workplace. If you have personal belongings there, you can go back once with law enforcement to take care of those. Again, behavioral health assessment and treatment. Thank you, Ms. Crowley.
Thank you.
Done?
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are,
Andrew Marie Duran.
that's right. Complaint charging with theft of means of transportation, possession of a narcotic drug, and possession of paraphernalia. We'll appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges, and does either counsel wish to be heard on conditions?
Nothing from the state judge.
If the court is inclined to follow the state's recommendation of pretrial services, that's okay with defense, Your Honor.
Preliminary hearing date is going to be September the 24th at 1:30 in the afternoon. You're going to be released to the third-party custody of pretrial services. You'll participate in monitoring and treatment under their supervision, which will include no alcohol or illegal drugs, participation in behavioral health and substance abuse assessment and treatment under their direction, no contact with the alleged victim. You don't go to the victim's residence or workplace. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I also have misdemeanor file here for you, where it appears you haven't managed to make it to court a few times. Do you understand the importance of appearing in court?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your next court date on this is going to be October the 7th at 2:00 in the afternoon. Your attorney does not represent you on these charges. If your attorney says you don't need to appear in court, they're just talking about October the 24th, September the 24th. You still need to appear in Tucson City Court on October the 7th. You're not to return to Tucson Mall. And again, substance abuse and behavioral health assessment and treatment. All right, thank you.
Oh.
bad Wi-Fi. Good evening, I'm Judge Shea, and you, sir, are.
Gabriel Ottos.
Mr. Ottos, illegal transportation, burglary in the third degree, possession of narcotic drug, possession of dangerous drug, and possession of paraphernalia. Will appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges, and did either counsel wish to be heard on conditions?
Nothing additional from this.
And Your Honor, again, if the court is inclined to follow the state's recommendation to pretrial release supervision, then that is okay with us as well.
All right. Preliminary hearing date, September the 24th at 1:30. You'll be released to the third-party custody of pretrial services. You know, comply with monitoring and treatment of their supervision, which will include a behavioral health assessment and treatment, may include substance abuse assessment and treatment. You to possess and consume no alcohol or illegal drugs. You're not to have contact with other victims or return to the incident location. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
So,
Ms. Lochner, we took care of your case a while ago, and the bond you requested was set.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ms. Nagel took a good job covering for you.
you did call me, right?
Well, she has that straight. You can sit there, it's fine.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Bolton Gauthier.
Gauthier. Interim complaint charging you with possession of dangerous drug, possession of narcotic drugs, possession of paraphernalia. We'll appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges. Did either counsel wish to be here? Well, oh, hold on. It appears that you may be eligible to participate in a program that could result in dismissal or reduction of the charges.
Okay.
Successfully complete the program, which essentially is a treatment program.
Okay.
Are you interested in exploring that further?
Yes.
Then your next court hearing is going to be September the 11th at 9 a.m. That's in Superior Court. That's what's called a smart court hearing. That's the first in a series of hearings. And did counsel waive time for preliminary hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
So your preliminary hearing date will be set for October 22nd at 1:30.
Okay.
Make sure that you stay in touch with pretrial services and that you comply in your attorney and you comply with the treatment program. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Who was talking to us? Okay, I was like, I'm hearing this. I was like, I'll do it.
Good evening. I'm Judge Fayette, and you are
Teresa Sturgis.
Ms. Sturgis. Interim complaint charging with possession of narcotic drug and possession of paraphernalia. We'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. As your attorney may have just explained to you, it appears that you may be eligible to participate in a treatment program that could result in a dismissal or reduction of the charges. Did you wish to proceed with that?
Can I don't know exactly what it is, but I'd be willing to check it out.
Okay. Well, then your next court hearing will be a week from today. That's September the 11th at 9 o'clock in the morning in the Pima
Okay.
County Superior Court.
Okay,
You'll be released to the third-party custody of pretrial services. No
Okay.
alcohol or illegal drugs. You comply with monitoring and treatment as they direct. That is,
okay,
may will include a behavioral health assessment and recommended treatment as well as the substance abuse.
okay.
And is council willing to waive time for preliminary hearing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Preliminary hearing date will be October 22nd at 1:30. Be sure you stay in touch with pretrial and your attorney and that you make all your court dates.
Okay, do I have all those
Thank you.
numbers?
Thank you.
Okay, the nurse is supposed to give me insulin. So it's like, okay.
May we be excused?
You may.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good night.
You too.
Thank you, Judge.
what did happen to the last 10? I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. One day I'll be Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. Life changes just open the door. One thing's certain, I'll always be yours. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really what did happen to the last 10? I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. I sit here looking for an answer. Maybe the biggest question was in the last chapter. You gave me the soul I have today. Without you I never could have moved away. But now I see what you teach. I do believe I always should have stayed. Yeah. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. One day I'll be Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. Life changes just open the door. One thing's certain, I'll always be yours. Myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set them rewind.